Hi, I'm Jasmine Queen. Welcome to the Ingles table. Today I'm thrilled to bring 3 generations to the table with me. My mom Deborah, my daughter Callie and I are going to share a delicious family recipe with you. My mama's Appalachian dried apple stack cake. I can't wait to show you how to make this mouth-watering dessert that has so many memories baked into each and every bite. Let's get started. Callie, you have some dried apples here that we picked up at Ingles. We got 5 packages of these. These apples take a while to start, so we're gonna get you going. I'm gonna turn this on. You wanna pour bag number 5 of the dried apples right in there?
Okay. They're stuck.
And we found these apples just with the dried fruit at Ingles. Super easy to find there.
Okay.
There you go, perfect. Okay, so Cal, you have some brown sugar, so go ahead and dump that in.
Okay.
And this is always Callie's job when we do this. We make this at Thanksgiving, we make this for people's birthdays. So Callie always gets to do the apples. All right, vanilla. Good, cinnamon. And then the ground ginger. Perfect. And then we have 4 cups of water. She's gonna put that in there, slowly, I hope.
I was just going to dump it in.
I would probably go pretty slow with that. There you go. Good job. And we're going to bake these apples until they get nice and soft. In the end, we're gonna put them in a food processor. So we're gonna let them bake here. I don't know, Mom, what do you think? 20, 25 minutes?
Turn them up to a boil, and when it starts boiling, put it on simmer for about 20 more minutes.
There we go. Did you hear that? You knew that already though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so over here I have some flour. I have cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. I'm gonna get this whisked, and then Mom, I'll let you take over with what you're doing down there.
Okay, I am going to prepare the butter and sugar, and we are going to cream those together for about 3 minutes until they're light and fluffy and golden yellow.
All right, well, I'll be whisking. How are the apples doing?
Stirring.
Your hand can't be tired yet. There's no way. Can't happen.
Okay, I think we have the butter and sugar creamed nicely. Right, that looks good. Be sure and have your butter at room temperature, and this step doesn't take very long at all. I'm going to put it back on low, and I'm going to add the eggs one at a time. Mix those a little bit each time. All right, the butter and sugar are creamed very nicely. I've added the eggs. Now I'm going to add the molasses. And this is what gives that batter that distinctive flavor.
The nice brown tint to
It's
it too.
kind of a sweetness, but there's a tartness to it as well.
Very hard.
So this cake's been around a long time.
It has.
I mean, a really long time. So now Callie is basically you. When you were in the kitchen with your mama and your mom.
Yes,
now
exactly.
you're her, right?
Exactly.
I'll tell you though, now that you can buy, because it was super easy to find dried apples at Ingles, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot easier than probably what Mama had to do.
Oh yeah, a lot easier. They grew the trees.
Right? And they had to pick the apples.
They peeled the apples.
They dried the
They
apples.
dried the apples, which was my daddy and my uncle's job, to watch the apples while they dried, because they had to stand over them with a fly swatter to keep bugs from lying.
Cal, you want a fly swatter?
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready to add the flour.
Ready? Okay. Do you want me to just hand it to you?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Oh, Mommy, mine's
Sorry.
starting to boil.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Let it come to a boil, and then we'll turn it down a little bit. We can put a lid on it.
It's boiling.
Yes.
Start a little bit more.
It's boiling.
Okay, I'm going to
turn it
add
down.
some of the flour here.
You did good. Got it all stirred in.
Thank you.
Doesn't that smell good? I love that smell. You could eat those by themselves.
This pan looks like it's on fire.
I'm going to put about 1/3 of the flour in here.
Okay.
Stir it, then I'm going to put about half the buttermilk,
Okay.
and then we'll go back to the flour. All right, we're going to add a little more buttermilk to it. Now we've used 1 cup buttermilk.
Pouring the rest in.
Now we're going to put the rest of the flour in.
Oh, that's a pretty color.
It is. That is thanks to the molasses.
You gonna check on your apples?
Nano, turn it down.
Oh, it is getting little.
Turn it down one, please.
Sometimes technology isn't all that great, is it? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Oh my gosh. This is like my favorite smell. This is right up there with cut grass for me.
This is my third favorite.
Your
Okay.
third? How's it look, Mama?
Our cake batter is perfect. We need to put it in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes.
Okay. You want to just, we can just stick it in the bowl, can't we?
Yes.
You just do that? All right, so we're going to stick the batter in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to keep letting these apples cook, and we'll be right back. We took the batter out of the fridge. We let it sit in there for about 20 minutes. The apples are still cooking. This takes a while to get these apples.
It takes forever.
Takes forever. So she's watching the apples. That's her job. We have already used a cake pan to trace
Oops, sorry.
where we're going to put our batter. So Mom's going to show you how to do that.
You want it to be about the size of a pie pan. You want it to go on your cake plate because it's going to be a tall cake when we get through.
And we've sprayed this with some cooking spray.
And this doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It's not coming all the way out to the edges on it anyway. You just want it in general size of a circle. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, you want about 1 cup of batter on each one of your parchment rounds. And you want to put it in the middle to start with.
Now we actually tried to make this, remember that one time we actually tried to make it in a cake pan? That does not work at all, does it? No.
That's why Mama said don't try to cook it in a cake pan.
Well, we tried.
You
It
can
doesn't
get
work.
it in, but you can't get it back out because
Yes.
it's kind of crispy like a cookie.
Yeah, that did not work. So you have to abide by this step.
Okay, and you want to use an offset spatula or whatever you're comfortable with. Put it in the middle, and then from the middle, bring it around to the edges. And you really don't want this to be any thicker in any spot. You want it to be level as you can make it. It's going to have little dents and humps, but
I'm trying to do this with the hand I don't normally do this with. That's all right.
we're on the wrong side today.
I know we did get on the wrong sides.
And spread it until it's pretty close to the edges, but you don't want it all the way on the edges.
All right, so how long are we going to bake this for?
10 minutes.
Okay, so
350 for 10 minutes.
we're going to stick these two guys in there for 10 minutes. We're going to bake 4 more layers, and we're going to let the apples cook, and we'll see you guys in just a minute. So we just finished baking our number 5 and 6 layers of the cake. We have 4 already done here. We've let these guys cool, so Mom's going to show you a trick on how to get these guys off of the cookie sheet.
If they're cool enough, you can probably just get a hold of the parchment paper, but I'm always afraid it's going to bend, so I use this crepe turner. And there we go. And then you'll take those off the parchment paper and we'll start stacking.
All right, so before we do that, I'm going to get to the apples. We've let these guys cool a little bit. We're going to get them in the food processor and get them chopped up. We're going to want, what consistency would you call this, Mom, that we're getting these done at?
You want them to have small chunks. You want there to be some moisture. You don't want them dried out, but you don't want them wet and runny.
They're definitely not dry.
It's a lot of information.
They're definitely not dry.
Definitely not dry. All right, so I'm gonna put maybe a third of these in here. Get that done. I know. They're still kind of hot, but we'll see if we can make this work.
Oh, that's way quieter than I
That's
thought.
nice, yeah.
That is way quieter than I thought it was.
Does that look good?
No,
No, keep
not
going.
yet. Yeah, they're too big.
I thought it was going to be like, like really loud, and then here it is.
How do you feel about it now?
Okay,
Good?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, put your first layer down. And this is going to be just about like the batter, a cup of apples per layer.
And each one of those bags of dried apples that we got at Ingles, they have about, I want to say about 2.5 cups of dried apples in them, about.
How
So-
many did you use?
I used 5 bags, I got a little extra.
No,
Is that good?
that's perfect.
Okay.
Because they cook down to 5 bags cooks down to 5 cups of apples.
There we go. Well, I did good then.
Okay, you can continue to add.
Okay,
And while you do that, I'll put another layer on.
all right. All right, so we are going to get the rest of the cake layered and we'll be right back. So we have all the layers on here, it's complete, right?
Right,
You ready for the final touch?
final touch.
All right, we have some Laurelin powdered sugar. Gonna pour this in here. How am I doing? Do you want me to pour
That's
more?
good. Okay, that's plenty.
Okay.
And you just put a little on the top because we don't top it with apples. We have to cover this with a wrap and put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours.
That's the only bad side to the cake is that you have to make it and then you have to let it sit for at least 24 hours. So
And it needs to be wrapped tightly. That makes the moisture from the apples go into all the layers of the cake, and it's going to be delicious.
how long will this stay good in the fridge for? After we wrap it with plastic wrap, we put it in the fridge for 24 hours. How long will this stay good?
It's good for about 5 days.
Mom, Callie, thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today. And thank you for joining us here at the Ingles table. Remember, explore the rest of the site for more great tips, tricks, and recipes. See you next time.